Let it be known to you, the giants and the monsters, that you will not escape judgment for all the things that you have done, and that your wives, their sons, and their wives of their sons will not escape, and that by your lasciviousness on the earth there has been visited upon you a heavenly judgment. Now, when we go to the book of Isaiah, chapter 34, verse 5, for my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea. But bathed in heaven is talking about, the evil spirits in them in the first heaven. Now, the book of Matthew, chapter 13, verse 41, the Son of Man shall send forth his angels, and they shall gather out of his kingdom all things that offend, and them which do iniquity, and shall cast them into a furnace of fire. There shall be wailing and gnashing of teeth. So that's talking about those evil spirits and people who do iniquity. Now, the book of Giants, page 6. The land is crying out and complaining about you and your deeds of your children, and about the harm they have done to it. Until the heavenly angel Raphael arrives, behold, destruction is coming by a great flood, which will destroy all living. Now we know the great flood in the Bible with Noah. Whatever is in the deserts and in the seas. The meaning of the dreams in this matter is by way of a judgment for all your evil. But if you now loose the bounds binding you to evil and pray for forgiveness, you may be saved. Raphael, an angel sent by God to fight against evil, especially Azazel. Enoch, it appeared, also saw a vision at some point. He said the following: a great fear seized me, and I fell on my face. I heard his voice, whose the angels. The text continues. He, Enoch, dwelt among human beings, but he did not learn from or rely on them. That's why I tell you it's good to rely on God than men, right? It seems possible Enoch is talking about the occasion when an angel came down to earth to summon him to heaven. Now, we're in the book of Enoch, chapter 11, and he answered and said unto me, and I heard his voice, fear not, Enoch. So this is the Most High God speaking to the prophet Enoch. Thou righteous man and scribe of righteousness, approach hither and hear my voice, and go. Say to the watchers of heaven, those are the fallen angels, they're called the watchers of heaven, who have sent thee to intercede for them. So they asked Enoch to intercede when they asked Enoch to what their vision meant, and they made their petition before God when they wrote to Enoch and asked God for forgiveness. Now, God's telling Enoch, you should intercede for men, so for human beings, for men and women, and not men for you. Wherefore have you left the high? So God's talking to the fallen angels. Wherefore have you left the high, holy, and eternal heaven, and lain with woman, and defiled yourselves with the daughters of men, and taken to yourselves wives, and done like the children of earth, and begotten giants as your sons? And though you were holy, spiritual, live in the eternal life, you have defiled yourselves with the blood of women, and have begotten children with the blood of flesh. And as the children of men have lusted after flesh and blood, and as those also do who die and perish. Therefore have I given them wives also, that they might impregnate them, and beget children by them, that thus nothing might be wanting to them on earth. But you were formerly spiritual, living the eternal life, and immortal. So they were immortal. They were to live. They lived forever. So when they left from heaven, that was a big punishment against God for all generations of the world. So God told them, you were to live for all generations of the world. And therefore have I not appointed wives for you, for as for the spiritual ones of the heavens. So God had appointed wives for the angels, but spiritual ones that are in the heavens. And heaven is their dwelling. And now the giants who are produced from the spirits and flesh, so this is where the abomination is, because the children that are made between the fallen angels and the people on earth, they're spirit and flesh now. And they left their wives that are in heaven and came and made spirit and flesh wives. Shall be now this from the spirit and flesh shall be called evil spirits upon the earth, and on the earth shall be their dwelling. Evil spirits have proceed from their bodies. So the children that the fallen angels and the children of men made, they became the evil spirits, because they are born from men, and from the holy watchers is their beginning and primordial origin. They shall be evil spirits on earth, and evil spirits shall they be called. And as for the spirits of heaven, in heaven shall be their dwelling. But as for the spirits of the earth, which were born upon the earth, on the earth shall be their dwelling. So the fallen that were born in the heavens, the dwellings in heaven shall be their heaven, the first heaven, and the ones that were born on earth, the earth is their dwellings. And the spirits of the giants afflict, oppress, destroy, attack, do battle, and work destruction on the earth and cause trouble. They take no food, but nevertheless hunger and thirst and cause offenses. And these spirits shall rise up against the children of men and against the women, because they have proceeded from them. From the days of the slaughter and destruction and death of the giants, from the souls of whose flesh the spirits having gone forth shall destroy without incurring judgment. Thus shall they destroy until the day of the consummation, the great judgment, in which the age shall be consummated over the watchers and the godless, yea, shall be wholly consummated. And now, as to the watchers who have sent thee to intercede for them who have been aforetime in heaven, say to them, you have been in heaven, but all the mysteries has not been yet revealed to you, and you know worthless ones, and these in the hardness of your hearts you have made known to the women, and through these mysteries women and men work much evil on earth. Say to them, therefore, you shall have no peace. So now you know in the Bible it says you shall have no peace. Now wisdom of Solomon. For in the old time also, when the proud giants perished, the hope of the world governed by the hand escaped in a weak vessel, and left to all ages a seed of generation. Now Matthew 13:52. And he said unto them, therefore every scribe which is instructed unto the kingdom of heaven is like unto a man that is a householder, which brings forth out of his treasure things new and old.